Your boy's getting dangerous, y'all. Your boy is getting dangerous. Several years ago, shortly before COVID hit, I started to do boxing. All right, so I did boxing, and the first time I ever went out and sparred at another gym, I ended up sparring against this guy who was actually about to go pro. It was a huge mistake. He'd been doing it for a long time. I was brand new, and here's what happened. I may have gotten dropped. So basically I go in, I'm sparring with this guy, I'm freaking terrified, and he does this little move where he throws his hand up. I think it was his left hand? So he throws his left hand up, right? It's a feint. And I go like this because I don't want to get hit. And so lo and behold, now my hands are up and I've left my body exposed. So he throws it up, I go here, and he goes bop, right here in my solar plex, and I just drop like a bag of rocks. I'm gonna try to put a picture up. Let me find it. Oh yeah. That's me on the ground, just got smoked. So the point of this story is what happened next. That was right at the end of the round, so I was actually sort of saved by the bell. So I take my minute, I gather myself, I talk to my coach.
Your nose is broke. How's it look? That's an improvement.
And I go back in and I fight this guy for a full second round, and he doesn't drop me. And he tried that move on me again, and I saw it, and I blocked the shot to my body and kept going. I didn't get dropped again, and I made it through that round. Here's the point. I got smoked. I got dropped in front of a whole bunch of people, and it sucked. But after it happened, I knew that move. I knew one more way I could get smoked, and so I didn't. And that's exactly what happens when you're building a business or when you're trying to do anything big, is that you encounter these moments of failure and you go, oh, that's the danger that lies over here in this little dark corner that I didn't know about. And now I know about it. After I got dropped, I was a little more dangerous as a boxer. And I'm telling you right now, as the builder of this business and as a real estate developer and as a home builder, I'm getting dangerous, y'all. I can feel it. The people who are willing to take that hit and stay in the ring and keep fighting, they're the ones who become dangerous. Show me somebody who hasn't stepped in and sparred, hasn't taken some shots to the face, hasn't taken a shot to the solar plex that dropped them like a bag of rocks. And I'll show you somebody who doesn't know the danger that they're in. Somebody who's actually really vulnerable. They're not in that position because they're so brilliant and perfect. They're in that position because they don't know yet. That's where I was a couple years ago when I started this business. I didn't know yet. I'm telling you, I had a mentor emphasize to me location, and I had a couple deals that I bought that I thought, nah, this is fine. Like, he's being overly cautious, and now I know. He was speaking from experience because he's taken that shot. Now I have too. And that's why I talk about that on this channel, because I'm in the ring, I'm taking shots, and I'm telling you right now, I'm becoming dangerous. And then there's always this self-doubt that creeps in with it, right? You take that shot and you're like, man, maybe I just suck at boxing.
Down, stay down.
Maybe I'm just a wuss. Maybe I'm too slow. Maybe I don't know what I'm doing. Whatever it is, this self-doubt starts to creep in, and that's where this next story comes in. This is what my dad told me recently about my grandfather. Check this out. So my grandfather owned a construction company in Central Texas when I was growing up. Now, my father was the youngest of many kids. Sorry, second youngest of many kids. And so I was really young, and by the time I knew my grandfather, he was really old. I was one of his youngest grandchildren. Nevertheless, he had a construction company, and from what I'm told, made and lost millions numerous times. Made millions, lost it. Made millions, lost it, because that is the ebb and flow of running business and owning your own company.
That's just the way it is.
He had this huge job he was doing for the government, paving I-35 through an area called Temple and Belton in Central Texas. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if he was paving it or if he was doing, a bunch of the infrastructure, or he was doing bridges, something, but he had this huge government contract, and it ended up going badly, and he's behind, and he's sort of underwater on this project, certainly until it finishes and he gets his final payment. In order to keep this thing afloat, he takes all these small jobs to the side. He's like paving parking lots and repairing driveways and doing all these little things just to keep some cash flow coming in so he can pay to continue and finish this big job. And man, I needed to hear that, because that is what the last couple years have been like. And in particular, the last 6 months, I've been doing small renovations and jobs for different neighbors and friends, just trying to keep some cash flow coming, because I have these great deals in my pipeline that if I can just make it through this, right, I'll see the rewards at the end. But until I finish these and until I sell them, there ain't no money. Now, long-term, one of the things that I've learned and one of the things I'm working on is that I've got to make some changes to the model of my business that incorporate some more cash flow elements, whether it's making sure that renovations and smaller jobs are a part of my business model, or possibly continuing to use my license as a real estate agent to get little commissions when I buy properties or sell my own properties to make commissions on those. There's a number of ways to do it where I need to make an adjustment to my business model so that I can solve this cash flow issue. But in the meantime, what I'm taking pride in is that I'm willing to do whatever it takes. There's so many stories of guys who mortgage their house or they sell their car just to make payroll, and then they end up being some amazing company because they believe in the vision. They're willing to do whatever it takes. And so I am going to make sure that I am that kind of person.
It ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
I believe wholeheartedly in what I'm doing, and I've already had some big wins, and I know that I have the ability to replicate those. And what I've experienced in the last 2 years, where I've taken some of those gut shots to my solar plex and dropped like a bag of rocks, what I've learned is not only can I replicate those wins, but now I've begun to see some of these dangers, and I know more and more how to avoid those pitfalls, which makes me more and more dangerous as the builder of this business. So if you've taken those shots to the solar plexus and dropped like a bag of rocks like I have, the point of this video is to tell you that's how you become dangerous. You don't become dangerous by watching boxing, talking about boxing, reading about it, watching memes on Instagram and clips of great boxers. You don't even really become dangerous by hitting the bag. You become dangerous by getting in the ring and then taking some hits. And then you know where those hits might be coming from. Stay in. Take your hits and stay in and fight back. And learn from it and become more dangerous. That's what I'm doing. Be the kind of person who will do whatever it takes, and you need to have that much conviction and belief in what it is you're doing. And as always, if you're getting something out of this, if this is somehow making you a better entrepreneur, a better business builder, a better person in some way, then like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time.